Okay, this is going to be a short video about how you get into the TinkerCAD class for ELE-240 and a little bit about how you use TinkerCAD. So let's go and do a search for TinkerCAD. TinkerCAD login. Here we are. So we come up to the splash page. And you might notice top left here, TinkerCAD is a product of Autodesk. Autodesk is a fairly well-known software for design. We used to do drafting. Now we do CAD. So what I've done is I've set you up in a class. So it says students join your class. If you have an account like I do, you could go here, email or username. Now you can get an account if you want, but I've given you a account here in the class. So if you use this in the code, your nickname and your code, you'll be able to get in this way. And of course, the reason I like this is because I can see your work. So let's click on this. The class code I've given you already, but it's on Blackboard, I believe. NEZZ. It's down below here, so click on it here. Oops, don't want trouble with clicking on it there. Now I hung up, so that's not good. Let's go back. NEZZ 49 DB and BV 2X. I don't know why this wouldn't, come up before. You would think clicking on that would get you there, but anyway, it says go to my class. I click on that. My nickname is GJM4427. That's me. And so what happens is here we come to the TinkerCAD splash page. Once we get here, you see my initials over here. 3D designs we don't want. We want circuits. And the way you want to start this is with some lessons that they have. I've already done some, so I got to go over here to learn in the top bar. And there are starters. We don't want the 3D starters, we want the circuit starters. And so what we have down here is we've got adding components, wiring components, editing components, and start simulation. So you want to run through these lessons, probably going from the right to the left, amazingly enough. Or you can start wiring components, then adding components, editing, and then the start simulation. This guy over here is actually the last one you want to do. Let's go back. You can always go back to the home page by clicking on the TinkerCAD logo up here, so let's do that. I want to create a new design, so let's click on this. We'll get to the work page. So here I come to the logo again, and again, we don't want the 3D, so let's go to the dashboard here, and here back again, circuits we want. So now create a new circuit. So we click on this guy here, brings us to the work page. I mean, you got to poke around a little bit like any of these graphical programmed simulations or software products. So over here on the right-hand side, we see parts. And I can grab a part here, like the resistor, and drag it out. And it turns out, by the way, if I click over here, it describes the parts. It tells what the parts do and so forth and how they work, which is kind of nice. The resistor that I dragged out before, it says 1 k ohm. I could actually change that if I wanted to make it say 10 k ohms. As soon as I did that, let's go back and forth here. Hit enter for 1 k ohm. I don't know if you can see that the color is brown, black. It looks like red. If I go and make it 10 k ohms, and enter, looks like it becomes brown, black, orange. If I made it 100 k, looks like it's brown, black, yellow. So it immediately takes and changes its value, which is kind of cool. If I want to take and change this so it's a different orientation, I can go over here and make it spin it around with this little symbol over here. If I want to get rid of it, I put it in the trash. It just disappears. Now I can wire things actually in this area here, but usually what we like to do, and we'll go back to the basic components here, is to use something like a proto board. And I'm not going to see if I can't get out of this. Here, it looks like I have trouble getting out of this thing. Here's the proto board, so I'll grab that and haul it out here. So these are the same proto boards we have in the lab, and again, they're kind of cool. I click on things, I can put a wire in there. Let's get rid of that, go to the trash can with it. And again, here we have, and they highlight that this whole row with a plus. This whole row here is all connected together. So usually I might connect a plus voltage to that, positive lead. Here's a minus, they're all connected together. I might put a black lead in there from a negative power supply. I have two identical ones down the bottom here. In these columns, the whole column is all connected together. And of course they're labeled A, B, C, D, E, and F, G, H, I, J. Not quite like an airplane, but close to it. And here's 1 through 30. And of course I've done something so I can hit the escape key to get rid of that line that was across there. So anyway, I can take let's go back to our resistor. And let's grab our resistor. I can take and grab this resistor, pull it out here. If I put in a proto board like this, what happens? No, nothing. I didn't grab it. So now I got this wire hanging out here. Of course, I can always just go over to the trash can and that wire will go away. I'm going to grab the resistor, I hope, and bring it over here. Say I put it in a column like this. Well, it's kind of nonsensical because it just shorts itself out. Every terminal here is connected together, so the resistor has a short across it, which means the resistor is shorted or 0 ohms. I can take, and if I highlight it, I can actually spin it while it's in the board. Now what happens is it's not shorted, and one end goes into this, looks like column 14, and the other end goes into column 18 over here. I could take another resistor and drag that out over here, and let's take and spin this guy around also. Let's click him and spin him around. And I could take this guy and drag it over and put him in here. And now those two resistors would be in series. You know, I could take something like a digital meter, which is down the very bottom here probably. I could use a battery and supply power to those resistors. I could grab my meter, which is way down the bottom. I'm pretty sure, there it is. Grab the meter and drag that out here and, you know, do something like measure the, I want to measure resistance. So I'll take and put a couple wires on it. I'm not going to worry about the color of the wires. I'll go into this lead here, and then I'll take another wire and go over here. I could change the color of the wires if I want, but let's just do that, and then I'll start the simulation. And what do I have? I have two 1K ohm resistors, so I get a total of 2K, two 1Ks in series. So you can do a lot of stuff with this. I've got a lot of videos up on Blackboard to show you how you work with this. And again, it's kind of cool that it's kind of visual. You certainly wouldn't find a meter like this, you know, the type you'd actually use. It's obviously a simulation, but the rest of the components look very realistic. And this thing has this code where we can actually take an Arduino and program an Arduino and simulate the Arduino working with TinkerCAD. And we'll deal with that a little bit later in the course. So that's all I have for this one. And good luck.